Alright. It's been a while since my last video. I know this because the last time I was in a video, I was wearing a lot less clothing and it was a lot warmer than it is today. It's the middle of winter. To be fair, it's 8 degrees and I'm reasonably well dressed, so I'm actually quite warm for the situation. But yeah, it is definitely mid-winter, shall we say. Yeah, December 16th, thereabouts, give or take. The trees are bare and it's a whole different woodland, but this is my local woods nonetheless. Yeah. So times are changing, are they not? The world feels different, or is it just me? I'm sure somebody would agree that things feel a little different. There's a certain something in the air, to say the least. I think we've all been feeling the emotions somewhere along the line, rushing to the surface to be, gotten rid of. And I hope everyone is processing these emotions and letting them come to the surface, because it is the only way to get rid of them. Otherwise, you're just going to be sitting on them. You can keep stuffing them down all you like. You can keep suppressing these emotions and, paving over the cracks with substances and social media. I'm very much off the substances these days, give or take a bit of chocolate. But I do get a little caught up with the social media, and I always feel like I'm there to learn something, but I am often distracting myself from just sitting with my emotions. And I find that when I do this, they do definitely come to the surface, and it's when I feel my most vulnerable, and that's okay to feel vulnerable. It's important to experience a full range of emotions and understand why they're there, maybe where they've come from. And even if you don't know where they've come from, just acknowledge them anyway and then let them go, like a little balloon. Just, it's there, accept it and let it go, because it's the only way we're going to get rid of these unwanted emotions. Are they unwanted? I guess they are, in a sense, aren't they? It's unwanted energy, isn't it? To make room for new energy, a new vibration, a new frequency. And I think on a global scale, it's where we're all going. We're all changing our frequency. The entire earth is changing its frequency. We're going up, baby. We're going up. It's good. It is good. And obviously, in order to do that, sometimes you've got to cut a few of the sandbags off the balloon. That's exactly what we're doing. We're cutting sandbags from the balloon so we can ascend in an upwardly direction. And those sandbags are very much our emotions and our traumas, our shame, our guilt, all these things. It's actually perfectly okay to let these things go. They were never meant to be held onto for a lifetime. And I'm sure, in fact, I'm certain that most of us have held on to a certain amount of guilt and shame for the best part of our lives, for many years, decades maybe. And eventually it's just got to go. It's got to go. It has to. It's not healthy to hold on to these things for as long as humanly possible. But yet we do, don't we? And You know, like I say, we avoid feeling these things by pushing it all down with the substance, with the comfort food, with anything that makes us feel better than we do, because we don't like to feel bad. We don't like to feel bad emotions. We don't like to feel negative emotions. So we cover them up with any substance, any chemical that makes our brain forget about it, or just eases the discomfort and the pain of having to process emotions. We've got very good, as a species, of avoiding the emotion, haven't we? We came here to experience every emotion there is, and yet we very much pick and choose our favourites and dodge the others like bullets. But the more we process, the more we let go, the less we need the substance, the less we need the distraction, the less we need the comforter. You know, I think when we can learn to comfort ourselves in times of fragility, you know, when we feel vulnerable, when we're not at our best, when we can just learn to shed a tear when a tear needs to be shed, put our arms around ourselves when we need a hug, you know, grab a pillow, whatever works. It's important. It's important that we do these things. It's important that we treat ourselves with the love and the respect that we would give our most nearest and dearest. You know? But we are moving onwards, we are moving upwards. And I believe the more we can do these practices, should we say, then the more beneficial our lives will become. You know, this will work in our favour massively, massively. And I feel that the more we can focus on the things that we want in our lives, then the more we will see of that. I mean, that's just, you know, it's the law of attraction, isn't it, to some degree? Energy goes where attention flows. And where are we putting our energy? Where are we putting our focus and our attention? I think the biggest change in my life, I mean, I feel there's been a lot of changes, and maybe a lot of small ones that have led to big changes, but I think one of the biggest changes has been exactly that, has been me turning my focus away from everything I do not want in my life, which is, and I think everyone would agree, for the best part, violence, war, death, murder, terrible things. But it's something that we have given an obscene amount of attention to through our entire lives. I think a vast majority of people have given an obscene amount of attention to these things. You know, like from, I think I was watching, you know, mildly violent cartoons from the age of 2. Like, you know, He-Man, right? There's a bit of, you know, a bit of harmless fun, bright colours. He's the hero, the guy with the sword, you know, a role model, if you will, you know, he defeats the bad guys with weapons, you know, and it seems harmless, doesn't it? You know, it's. I think, you know, it was universal. It was rated universal, and I'm sure somewhere on the packaging, if you found such a thing on a DVD, it would be described as mild violence. You know, and that's where it all starts, doesn't it? And then before you know, you're watching, you know, the likes of John Wick, who's just, do you know what? I actually can't even watch that film. I tried watching one of them, and I think I got about 20 minutes in. Do you know, and 6-7 years ago, I would have been absolutely all for a movie like that. Absolutely all for it. And now it makes me sick, literally sick to my stomach. I can't watch it. I cannot watch that level of violence and call it entertainment. But we do, don't we? Many of us. You know, if this doesn't resonate with you directly, I'm sure you know plenty of people. I mean, you only have to see what's on in the cinema. You only have to flick through what's on the telly. You know, you're never a channel or two away from some excessive violence. We focus on it a lot, don't we? A lot. I mean, I say we as a collective humanity. And I feel if everybody actually understood the level of collective consciousness and collective manifestation, how we bring these things into our reality unknowingly, by spending our lives focused on it. And I think if everyone understood that by focusing all of their energy and attention onto everything they want in life, that's what you'd have. You would have everything you wanted. We would have everything we wanted if we all collectively focused on what we wanted in life instead of focusing on what we didn't. It would change the world in an instant. In an instant, if we did that. There is a lot of power within our minds collectively. All right. What are we, around 8 billion or thereabouts, give or take? It's a lot of people, it's a lot of minds, it's a lot of power that we don't even realize we have. You know, the mind can be a weapon. And we don't realize the level of ammo that we're loading up into our minds, and we don't realize where we're firing it. And I wish we would. And I'm sure at some point in the future, there'll be many people watching this video who understand exactly what I'm saying. You know? But for now, it'll probably reach, you know, a dozen or two. And, you know, many of them will probably wonder what I'm going on about. But it is what it is. But times are definitely changing. And times are definitely about to change. And I feel, depending on where your focus lies at this point of change, will very much depend on what you will experience through this next chapter of your existence. And I hope for everyone's sakes you'll focus on the good things in life. Focusing on what you want, not just for yourself, but for the world. For everyone you see, for everything you see. We're all in this together, really. There's nothing wrong with wanting things for yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting more than you need. But it very much depends on what you need it for. If you wanted to be a bajillionaire, that's absolutely fine. Do you need that much money? Depends what you want to do with it, doesn't it? Money is a powerful tool also. Money can change the world. We see that happen very often, not always for the best. But I feel with enough money in the right hands, the world can change very drastically in a very short space of time. And this is where I put my focus. This is what I wish to do with my life. I wish to change the earth, to change the planet, to change as much as I can for as many people as possible. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I guess I'll explain them as I go on. Maybe not today, but I have plans. And because my focus is on my plans, this is what I will achieve. It's not what I hope to achieve. I don't hope at this point. I've given up with hope. If I'm hope for other people, that's great. But to hope for anything would be to suggest that it's out of my hands, which it's not. I believe anything is possible. In fact, I know that anything is possible. I'm almost done with believing at this point, I believe. I think it's important just to trust, just to have faith, and just to know that what you wish to happen, if you truly wish it to, can happen. And not just from sitting on your buttocks and wishing, but taking action to some degree. Everything requires some action on your behalf. But sometimes you need a little help in life, don't you? And if you ask for that help, then I believe that that help will be sent in the form of people, opportunities. This is what I have done. This is what I have asked for. And little by little, step by step, I see things falling into place. And I've reached an exciting time in my life. I feel like I'm on the precipice, on the very edge of something exceptional happening. And we'll just have to wait and watch and see how it all plays out. No point in giving it all away now. Wouldn't want to ruin the surprise. I feel like much of it will be a surprise even for me. But it's a magical time. And I'll keep I'll keep posting, keep everyone posted on how it unfolds, how my life unfolds, and where it takes me. But for now, I'm just keeping myself occupied, enjoying a bit of nature where I can while the sun's still up, getting plenty of rest, meditating, looking after myself. And everything will happen in divine timing, as everything always does. I think that'll do for now, but I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, take it easy.